Okay, Jamal Lowe says Swansea must find more consistency in their performances. Let's get the view of Richard on this. Welcome back to the Swansea View. How are you, Rich?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks, Mark. Looking forward to the game on Saturday. Now it'll be a good one, I think. About time Swansea starts to get a bit of form back, like Jamal says. We've had a bit of a rocky time since the last international break, so hopefully that little break now spurs us on.
Yeah, is he right? Is just, I mean, it's easy to say find some consistency, but you've had a bad patch, you've had a good patch, and I mean, anyone can lose to Ipswich. What was your view on what was your view on the game? You scored early, and then you just had a silly 10 minutes where you forgot how to defend.
I think we won't be the last team to lose to Ipswich this season. For me, I think they're the best team we played this season. I go above saying that I think we were in the game at Leicester at times. I think Ipswich, we did take the lead, but they were comfortable on the day. They could have scored a few goals. It's one of those early penalty, early go ahead from Fulton, and then uh, you're not going to do nothing about that 25-yard scream. That just went flying in the back of the net. Comedy defending then, which you can't get away with at this level, and then the penalty in the second half as we were chasing a bit. So we woke up after that and seemed to play better with 10 men again, which is surprising. But and then Lowe got that really good individual goal late on, but the scoreline sort of flattered us slightly.
Yeah. We're a third of the way through the season now, Rich, as you know, and what we've been asking most teams is how they view their summer signings and how they're getting on. From a Swansea point of view, I know it wasn't, there loads coming through the door, but who stood out for you, and who needs to do more in your view?
Well, you say that, but there's been umpteen changes this season, considering we lost probably our best two players in the summer in Perot and Manning, who just, that's your creative output and your finishing, your goal scoring. In has come Jerry Yates, and he's had a few poaching efforts, but perhaps hasn't really convinced with the performances. So up front, we are a little bit light. We brought Lowe in, Jamal Lowe on the transfer deadline day, and he's got up and running just as he did the first time round. He was there. He's looking a really good signing. Charlie Patino's done well in midfield when he's played. Apart from obviously, there's one game he got sent off in, but in general, the keeper's been great from Brighton, Rushworth. But it's there's a lot of youngsters in there. Bashir Humphreys is still quite young, even though he's got a bit of experience with Chelsea, and this is his first real big loan out. So I think you talk about inconsistencies, but when you have young players, I think you're never going to be really at that level. They're learning all the time, so I think they're going to make mistakes, but then we're going to cause surprises too. So it's a fun ride, but it's not consistent.
Hull then this weekend. Now they've never won at Swansea in the Championship years. They did win in the Premier League. What? How do you view Hull and as an opposition? I mean, you are both dancing around in the playoff positions, and there's probably going to be a lot of ups and downs for you both. But they're a real threat, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I think there's a load of teams in this sort of middle of the road level at the moment now. You've got your top teams who are probably going to be going for automatic. You've got a couple more around the players, but I think one or two of those playoff slots are still all to fight for this year. There's a long way to go, and I think us and Hull are two of them. And you need to win games like this at home, so we'd be targeting a win. They'll obviously be looking to get something from us if because we've been on a little bit of poor form, you could say, and they've picked up a couple of wins out of the last five, and I think it's 3 and 5 they've had. So it's going to be tricky. Let's hope it's a bit more similar to what it was last year when we saw the end of their manager, if I remember rightly. I think we won 3-0.
And keeping 10 men on the pitch is going to be important, isn't it?
Yeah, discipline. Sometimes, we couldn't. I can't really criticize the referee this week, but it was one of those games, and Cullen's banned for this one now. Obviously, he's going to be a bit of a loss, but Charlie's back in, so hopefully we'll do a bit better and yeah, keep 11 men.
Bro, we'll get the whole view. Let's bring Will in. Stay there one sec. All right then, fellas. This is without doubt the hardest game to predict this weekend. This could be 1-1, 0-0, 5-2, 3-4.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what Swansea or whole team's going to turn up. Take it away. What's it going to be, Rich? Any ideas?
I have no idea, but yeah, it's always goals down the Swansea.com. So we're going to say 2-1 to the Swans this week.
Yeah,
Come back to
there we
winning
go.
ways.
Excellent. Hull, what are we saying, Will?
Well, to be fair, I agree. There's goals down there, and I think if we come in with a good team at least, which I'm open for, then I'll say 2-1 to us.
Nice one. Well, like I say, it's not going to be 0-0, is it, this one?
No, God, no.
Let's be fair. All right, enjoy it, folks. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you up next week. Nice one.
All right, see you in a bit.
Cheers, all the best.